Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Nikon D500, in tandem with the announcement of the D5, it's almost like the old days where we had the D3 and the D700 duo, except they're not both full frame here, whereas the D3 and the D700 are. But we've got the D500 announced with the D5. The D5 being full frame, the D500 being a new flagship DX camera that honestly I didn't think, and I think most people didn't think was ever coming. And what they did deliver here, I'm absolutely blown away with. The specs on this thing are incredible. They've really knocked the ball right out of the park. This is now, I'm confident in saying this is the top APS-C DX, crop sensor DSLR on the market by a long shot. The only thing close to this would be Canon's fairly new 7D Mark II, and it doesn't even come close to touching this camera. I can go through why for you. Let's have a look. So I've got the print off of all the specs from NikonUSA.com, because if you're like me, just like I did with the Nikon D5, I wanted to go through and see all the specs in detail and see what was different, what was being offered here, and frankly, it's mind-blowing, this DX camera. It does have a premium price tag. It's $19.95 or $1999.95 is the MSRP. But the big bold headline here, I am condensed power. That's basically true. I mean, essentially the D500 is the D5 with a crop sensor, APS-C DX sensor in it. So, and funnily enough, they're right almost the exact same megapixels. The D5 is 20.8 megapixels. This is 20.9. So it's a 29.9 DX format, X-Speed 5. So that's first and foremost. We've got the newer sensor. Now, of interest here is that the FX went up from the flagship's previous 16 to 20. The DX flagship has come down from what we already have in the D72, D7100, D5300, even D5500 as well. Even in the D3300, we have 24 megapixels. But the reason they've done that is point number two, the ISO range. We are up to 1.6 million ISO range. When you use the expanded highs and lows, you go from 50 to 1.6 million ISO on a DX sensor. That's an APS-C sensor. That is mind-blowing. I'm not saying that at 1.6 million you're going to want to use it. But if 1.6 million is what they're allowing you to go to, a couple stops below that is going to be stellar, and that's probably going to blow away anything. Well, I'm almost certain. My bet is that when we see the final tests and we see the numbers here, this is going to toast anything. No, nothing will come close to this in an APS-C sensor to the D500. That's what I'm betting. I'll put my nickel on that right now. So that is freaking incredible. Then we have the new multicam 20K autofocus sensor, which looks like it's basically the exact same one in the D5. So 153 focus points, 99, I believe it's 99 cross type. That sounds amazing. Like, this thing sounds like it's going to be able to track. This is like almost like a fully AI, artificial intelligence camera that can do everything for you. Like, it's just going to track everything. I can't wait to see it in practice, to get my hands on it. I'm reaching out to Nikon right away. I want these cameras here as soon as I can get a hold of them, especially the D500. The D5, it looks amazing, but the D500, this is stellar. Like, I was not expecting a DX camera flagship to come out. Next up, the built-in snap bridge. I think people aren't giving that enough weight on how revolutionary this is going to be, because it's going to be Bluetooth full-time. You don't have to worry about it losing connections. It's going to stay connected, easy transfer of images. It's just a better way to do things, and I think you're going to see in practical use that this is awesome. You're going to want all your cameras to have this, so that's really cool. Cinematic 4K UHD, first APS-C DX DSLR to bring 4K built into the camera. That's awesome. Now, it does the same caveat as the D5. It's got that 3-minute limitation. I'm hoping we can address that in a firmware update or something, because that really does make it almost useless. I hate to say that, but that is such a small, that's not even 5 minutes. At least 5 minutes you could, do 2 segments and get a 10-minute video, but 3 minutes is very small. I'm not sure why. I don't know what the technical limitations are on why they've done that, or if they just did that arbitrarily, but I think that needs to be addressed. Hopefully it can. If not, it'll have to be addressed in a further update to the camera. But at least, we finally have 4K in a DSLR. Kudos to Nikon for that. You know, Nikon's leading the charge. They're in the game here. They're showing they got skin in the game. They want they're you know, you got your team back together and you're trying to win the game. And kudos to Nikon because this is an amazing offering. As you can tell, I'm pretty freaking excited about what the D500 is here. I mean, this is what, you know, why we've been liking Sony, because the innovation and the advances and the technology coming out of them has been awesome. Well, Nikon is knocking one out of the park here. This is the king of the DSLRs, the new king of APS-C DX DSLRs. Number 6, dual card slots, X, QD, and SD. Now, I think I forgot to touch on this in the D5. The D5, it looks like you can choose if you want a compact flash body, two compact flash card slots, or 2 XQDs, which is awesome because I wouldn't want the XQDs. I don't really see what the advantage is there. But you have the choice. So you buy which body you want. This with the D500, this is something I might have done differently because it looks like there's one of each from what I can see here. And I would have much preferred 2 SDXC slots. SD cards are super cheap. As you can see in my previous videos, even just recently, 64 gig Class 10 U3 cards, you know, 95 megabytes a second cards are $25, $26 for a 64 gigabyte card. So I would have rather seen the option to have 2 of those slots because I just don't want to use XQD. I haven't even checked the price recently, but I know they were expensive, and I didn't really see what the advantage was there. You're certainly not going to get any advantage in speed because I'm shooting G7 4K video right here, a half hour of it on one of those cards with no trouble. So anyways, LCD touchscreen. A lot of these features, if you're noticing, if you just watch the D5 video, are essentially the same because it's essentially the same camera, which is freaking awesome. LCD touch. Now, again, the caveat here is, well, it's also not a full vari-angle LCD like we've got in the D500. I would have liked to have seen that. It looks like it's more like the D750, just a flip up. But at least it's got some touch features, but apparently only in playback. Would have loved to have seen touch focus and tap and shoot. Hopefully that'll come to us later, maybe in a firmware update. So it's kind of a crippled touchscreen, but at least we've got touchscreen finally. And then number 8, radio flash control. We've got the new flash control via radio instead of through light bursts, pulses of light like the old system was. This will work with the new SB5000, which was just announced, the new speedlight from Nikon. And as far as I understand, it will also retain full control over the older flashes, the 910, the 700 and whatnot, the full creative system from Nikon. So you don't have to worry about that. So that's awesome. I don't know why it's taken so long, but kudos to Nikon for doing this because I've been asking for years, why don't they have radio flash control in the cameras? You know, they can go through walls, go around corners, whereas the light system would have problems with that. And why didn't they bring it? Well, they have. And as far as I know, they're the first ones to do it. So awesome, Nikon. Thank you. And then number 9, I hesitate almost to throw this in because as I mentioned in the D5 video, I'm not 100% confirmed on this, but this camera has fine tuning for lenses. But I think, from what I understand, it has auto fine tuning. I think you put the lens on and it'll fine tune itself. I think. I don't think that was just a D5 thing. And again, I'm not even confirmed with it on the D5. But I think this is what's happening. So I'm going to mention it, but I'll have to confirm it. But this is revolutionary too. Instead of having to put the lens on, dial it in yourself, the camera's going to dial the lens in for you. That's awesome. So anyways, I think as you can see, this is a revolutionary camera. It's at a premium price point, but there's nothing out there like it. You know, the closest thing is probably the 7D Mark II from Canon, and it doesn't even come close. So is the price justified? Yeah, I think so. This is a heck of a flagship. 1.6 million high ISO, 153 focus point, new autofocus system. Like these things this is incredible. And this body is the old school like D300 body. This thing's built like a tank. You're getting, you know, a smaller version of the D5 body here. Like it's a top end body. So amazing. I'm giddy when I saw this last night, and I still am. Like, this is awesome what Nikon has done. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Are you as excited about it as I am? Would you buy this camera? Have you pre-ordered it? Are you not interested? If you're not, why? Leave some comments below. Let's discuss it. I don't think I'm gonna buy one. I can't wait to get my hands on one to test one, but it doesn't really fit in to my needs of what I'm doing right now. But I know there's been an outcry and a demand out there from people for, this high-end DX. I thought we were good with the 7200. This thing looks freaking awesome. Anyways, leave some comments below. Let's discuss the new D500 from Nikon. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.